Today I decided that I was going to make this video on the best sat navs to use in Dubai, because when we first arrived, literally it's so hard to drive out here. The roads are like spaghetti junction, and even with Google Maps it's still quite difficult. So it's a talking point and a sore point with everyone. Like, everyone mentions it and everybody talks amongst themselves and is like, what sat nav are you using, because I can't get around. So I've done so much research now and I've found the best 4, and I'm just going to talk you through each of them and see if any of them work for you. So if you've got an iPhone, normally you would click on the map function and use that as your sat nav, but things are slightly different out here because for some reason that function's been disabled by the UAE, so you can't actually use it. And the other thing to remember is that in the UK all of our phone packages are all inclusive with data, so even if you're using sat nav it doesn't cane your data and it doesn't give you a high bill. Where over here, unless you've got a contract with all your data tied in, it'll basically rinse all of your data. So a lot of people out here do use pay-as-you-go phones like myself, and so I need to find a map that's reliable, can get me places, but doesn't cane my data at the same time. So the 4 apps are MapsMe, Waze, Google Maps and Smart Drive. So let's start with MapsMe. Basically it's free to download from the App Store, and it's really good because it doesn't use data. What happens is you do need to have memory on your phone because you're going to download the app and then it's going to take up quite a lot of space on your memory, but every time you drive you can just put in a location, it will find it, and you can have all your mobile data off and it will still do the job. And the only downside with it is out here in the UAE they literally are building like crazy. So with 1 week a road is a road, the next week that's shut and there's another road open, and you know, it's constantly moving and changing. So I use MapsMe quite a lot, and what I do is when I'm at home or somewhere with Wi-Fi I'll just re-download an updated map, but even then I'd say they're not always updating fast enough. So I think if you're looking for a big landmark like the Mall of the Emirates or the Burj Khalifa, like downtown or Jumeirah Beach, is really good. If you're looking for small businesses and anything that's quite new, you might struggle with it. So what I tend to do is, if I struggle, I will then turn on Google Maps, which does use data. So moving on to Google Maps, while it's on the subject, it's really good and it's really reliable. It's very well updated because of course it's owned by Google and they probably have a powerhouse behind it of people working to keep it up to date, but it absolutely does cane your data. So if you are on a pay-as-you-go plan like me, what I do is I only turn it on when I'm lost. So I'll use like a free one, MapsMe, and if it doesn't find exactly where I want to go, I'll then use Google Maps, just turn it on and find the rest of my way from there. And because I'm only using it for a short space of time, it kind of works out okay. The third sat nav that I'm going to show you is Waze. So basically Waze is free to download, which is really good. It does use data though, because one of the cool features with Waze is that you get live traffic updates, and as anybody knows that lives out here, traffic is a nightmare, especially if you take a wrong turning, because you're then stuck on a road for like 10 minutes while you're trying to get off it. So what you can do is, while you're actually driving, you can look and you can find the fastest routes, and you can look where there's congestion, if there's been an accident, which makes it really good for getting around. So the downside is it does use your data, so I tend to use it not so often, but it's really well updated. It's got all the new buildings in it, it's got new attractions in it. So if you drive a lot and want to make sure that you're on top of the traffic keys, etc., Waze is probably the best one for you. So the last one that I'm going to show you is the Smart Drive app, and it's actually produced by the Roads and Transport Authority in Dubai, because part of their whole strategy is basically to make sure that people are safe on the road and they can find when they're going, and they do know that roads are a bit of a nightmare. So they've produced this app. Again, it's free to download, which is really good. And the thing that I love about this app, again, is it doesn't use data. So it's a really good alternative to MapsMe. And one of the benefits of the Smart Drive app is that it comes in a multiple language options, so you can have it in English or Arabic, which is really, really good out here because so many people speak Arabic and so many people speak English. And because it's made by Dubai Transport Authority, all of the roads and the new roads and the old roads and the new buildings and everything's updated, so you know that you're going to get a really accurate and reliable map. So it's another really good one. It doesn't use any data, like I said. So that is all of the apps and sat navs that are available and to use. I have actually done quite a lot of research and there aren't any other ones that are better. These are basically the best 4 that you're going to get when you're out here. So my advice is to download all 4 of them and try different ones out, because different ones work for different people. Obviously, like I said with the Waze app, if you're looking for traffic updates, that's really handy. The one that I use most often is actually MapsMe or Smart Drive, because it just doesn't use data and it really works for me. I can get places, so the others are like my backup. So I hope you found that really helpful. Let me know if you've got any questions and I'll see you soon.